Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper, and in this video today I'm going to talk to you about one of the most controversial subjects I probably will ever talk about on this channel, and I may even offend a lot of people, especially those at the very top, but you know what, I think it needs to be said. And the past week, really the past 2 weeks, I have just been terribly sick, and just like days like today, sitting by this fireplace and trying to keep something down my sore throat, it's got me thinking, it's had me thinking that, you know, a lot of what is coming down the pipe, it really makes you step back and take it in as a big picture as a prepper. But for somebody that's outside, you know, of being prepared, you know, they've never been a prepper, and looking in, it's really sketchy. And what I'm trying to get at is this. The moment that you begin to prep, you become one of the members of the smallest minority on earth. It passes all demographics. It doesn't matter if you're white or black, Hispanic or Indian. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, and I'm not being ecumenicalism like the Roman Catholic Church at the moment. I'm just saying it doesn't matter what group background you come out. It doesn't matter if you're straight, homosexual, polygamist. It doesn't matter if you're atheist. Whoever you are, whatever you believe, the moment that you begin to pray, you're in a whole nother world. And the first thing that'll hit you is, for especially people like me, when I first started, is, oh crap, I think I may be all alone. And don't think like that, because there's plenty of people out there that are prepping, and you can reach out to them. It just takes time, okay? And you may be surprised who's a prepper. You know, a lot of people are not very vocal about it. But I said all that to say this, is there is coming a persecution in the future. That it doesn't matter who you are amongst that group right there. That you are going to be looked down upon in a terrible way. You know, right now, it's just kind of like, it's a clique thing, you know, it's just like, well, that's them people over there, they're just idiots, or, you know, that's just how Bob is, or whatever. But later down the road, it's not going to be like that. You know, you see, one of the things that I've learned in the very short time that I've lived on this earth and had the opportunity to study history is that governments take opportunities against minorities to exploit them to gain what they want over the larger masses. Perfect example of this is the 40s with Hitler killing so many people with genocide, and that's the most recent for me that I think is so well documented and out there for people to see. And later in our humanity, we're going to see preppers hunted down like dogs. I believe that with all my heart and soul. People like myself are not going to be accepted in the public, especially people like me, because I'm not only a prepper, but I have an end game. I have a clear, defined path in which that I walk that is faith-based. You know, I couldn't care less about Uncle Sam, but the thing is, and I'm not paranoid about the government. Look, if black suits want to keep the door in at 2 o'clock in the morning, right now, as bad as I feel, I'll probably even be slower to get up and to vend myself tonight. But you know what? The thing is, I'm disinterested in government. You know, when Master Yahweh starts pouring his judgments down, ain't going to be nobody stopping that. But in the meantime, what I'm afraid of is the rogue elements currently in our government that is opposed to our Constitution, which protects the religious freedoms of all people in this country, and your freedom to choose to be the person you choose to be. I'm afraid that's going to be very infringed upon in the near future. And that preppers are going to be labeled terrorists. You know, it's bad enough, I think, that, you know, with this gun situation and all the other things going on in our country, we're really teetering in that world anyway. But the health care bill, I've talked about it ever since this channel started. And, you know, those things right here, RFID chip, I know they're real. And listen, for me as a prepper, I can't take one of those. I can't take one of those as a religious person. I can't take one of those as a person in humanity. Just as a member of humanity. It doesn't matter what faith background, whoever, whatever. As humanity, I cannot accept one of those. So, you know, it's just that right there is a simple example that later down the road, you're going to be asked to do things against your will. And those that are defiant, those that have prepared physically, and especially those of us who have prepared spiritually, are in for a really hard road to travel. Now, I want to read you two passages out of Scripture to put things into perspective, kind of what I'm saying. Is in Johanan, in John chapter 16, Messiah told, he said, "These I have spoken to you, so that you do not stumble. They shall put you out of the congregations." And I myself used to be a deacon in church, so I've been put out on the curb too, for trying to wake people up to the knowledge of what's coming. "But an hour is coming when everyone who kills you shall think he is rendering service to Elohim." So there's going to be a time coming when people are killing other people of faith because that they think they're doing the Most High service because Satan has deceived their minds. Now, I know there's all sorts of religious persecution, but this right here, what Messiah is talking about, this is deep, people, because it goes further. It says, "And this they shall do to you because they did not know the Father nor me." That's hardcore. They didn't know the Torah. They didn't even know the divine Creator. And let alone that, they didn't even know Messiah. So, I mean, they're totally left fielders. Alright? So these people are going to have some kind of spiritualism. They're going to feel something. They're going to kill those that are actually true believers, that have truly followed the handbook, that have truly followed the Scripture line for line. And it scares me because that, that is a day that I don't want to see coming very soon. But I want to read you one other thing, and then I'll get to what the whole point of this is. In 2 Thessalonians, I've read this in the past, but in chapter 2, verse 9, it says, "The coming is against the working of Satan, with all his power and signs and wonders of falsehood, and with all deceit of unrighteousness in those perishing, because they did not receive the love and the truth, in order for them to be saved. And for this reason, Elohim sends them a working of delusion, for them to believe the falsehood, in order that all should be judged, who did not believe the truth, but have delighted in the unrighteousness." Why did I do this ministry? Why we do Seven Trumpets Prepper? Why I started in the beginning is to wake people up in a loving, compassionate way, but also in an educational manner as well. And the reason for that is because later, I'm not going to have to draw a line in the sand. The world, Lucifer Incorporated, corruption in government, corruption in religious organizations, organized religion, all these are going to amalgamate together and draw the line in the sand for everyone. So then what you're going to have is something amazing take place. You're going to have people you're going to have the largest prepper movement you've ever seen in the history of humanity. You're going to have people from every faith background getting ready for the return of Messiah, because it's going to finally click. They're going to be like, you know what? I know I've resisted the truth because I know my life wasn't in line with it. I mean, I'm a sinner myself. I'll tell you, I'm a sinner. I'm trying every day to move closer to Scripture. But it's going to hit them. It's going to be like, you know what? This is right. Because I didn't want to read about, putting my sins away and all these things, but now I'm to the point where there's a line that it's either I do what the world tells me to do, and all these evils, even me, being not able to take part in Scripture, I'm to the point now where this is even too much for me. So I think it's time I take and start really looking at the Scripture. And then there's going to be that other group that it's like they don't give a flip. They do whatever Satan Incorporated says. They're going to kill whoever it is. They're going to go along. These people are going to be the ones taking RFID chip. These are the ones that's going to worship against, worship ever how they're told to do, whenever they're told to do it, however they're told to do it. And later down the road, people that have prepared, people that are of faith, they're going to be labeled terrorists because that they're doing the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you better be getting that ready for that hard hit. You better be getting ready for that day to come, because it is going to come. And one of the greatest witnesses and proofs of that testimony for that ahead of time is you always watch those in power. Now I'm going beyond government. I'm just talking, this could be the man of sin when he finally is fully elevated to his status. Minorities are the ones that are crushed and made an example out of, so that the larger masses will be sheepalized into submission. Now that you may most certainly take to the bank. Pray that we all may be accounted worthy to escape these things to come. Take and consider very carefully who you share your knowledge of prepping with, who you talk to prepping about, because if those people's hearts are not right, or later they will not move in the right direction to get their heart right, you better be careful around them. Because just as I read in that scripture, those that we think we can trust now later down the roads may be the very ones that sell you out. So I hope you take these words of wisdom and apply it to your heart, because it's something that I try not to dwell upon, but it is in the back of my mind, and it is coming. So until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.